What is it about economic uncertainty that might push people to go start companies?
I think it gives people an opportunity to explore non-traditional paths.
A little bit more of a kick in the butt. It was probably one of the last few weekends. I was walking home on Green Street. It was like early in the morning. I was on the other side of the block, and I think I saw you over at the Warby store in the morning, which I thought was amazing. The company is publicly traded now. It's at incredible scale, and the CEO's outside at 10 in the morning looking at the retail store. How do you guys think about your involvement in the little details like retail today, even at your scale?
We think details matter. Details are what build a brand. Details are what tell stories. Details are what people remember. We also want to recognize the details and recognize our team's hard work in creating those. Ideas are plentiful. It's really execution that counts, and that all comes down to people.
One of the things that I think VCs get afraid of these days is the idea of co-CEOs. What do you think venture capitalists have wrong about the co-CEO role, and why do you think they hate it so much?
VCs are great at pattern recognition, and that it can sometimes be a signal that that co-founders are not willing to make tough decisions. There's two people and they can't decide who should have the CEO title. Then when there are things in the future that require really tough decision making, that they might not kind of have the backbone to do so. We're often approached by co-founder couples that come to us that are seeking advice on whether they should be co-CEOs or not, and our default answer is usually to advise them against it, that there are so many examples where it hasn't worked well, and it could create challenging dynamics down the road. I think we feel fortunate that we operate as partners, where we have full trust in one another, and we're able to bounce ideas off of one another. We're able to provide feedback to one another. We're able to celebrate when things are going well. We're able to cheer each other up when things are not going well. In our case, we believe that 1 + 1 = 3 or 4. We've been able to kind of set up a structure where it's not confusing to the team. So everyone in the company only reports into one of us. So we don't have the situation where if mom says no, go ask dad. Especially in the early days, we really invested in our relationship and providing feedback to one another, 360 reviews, and making sure that nothing kind of between us was going to get in the way of the broader goals of the company, and feel very fortunate to have a partner along on this journey.
So Neil, you grew up in Greenwich Village here in New York. When you talk to a young founder and they're thinking about moving to New York, what's your pitch on why they should move to New York?
I think it's a couple-fold. One is that this is where the talent is, and the second is where are you going to be happiest? Where are you going to be inspired every day? Where are you going to be in an environment where you're going to push yourselves and push your teams to greatness? We get inspired not only by other sort of New York-based tech companies, but we're inspired by all of the energy, all of the other companies that are here in New York City, and that makes us better. It makes us better leaders. It helps us build a better business.
We also found that the center of gravity for the communities that we wanted to be part of, editors and great designers and kind of all the capabilities that we needed to build our brand, we were finding in New York City, and so the answer became pretty obvious. A
lot of the narrative is that San Francisco is better than New York because of the fact that they have people who have started companies or operated at, hyper-growth companies before. And I feel like if you look at the history of the New York tech companies, a lot of them did start in that 08, 09 timeframe, and successful entrepreneurs came out of it. So Dave, what is it about economic uncertainty that might push people to go start companies?
Yeah, I think when career advancement is easy to come by, traditional companies and industries are hiring, and it can be easy for people to see kind of what that next promotion looks like, and they have a pretty steady line of sight into what a successful and lucrative career looks like. When they have pretty good rewards for low risk options, people tend to be attracted to those paths. During times of dislocation, when people realize that those kind of sure bets are actually not so sure anymore, it can cause people to kind of pick their head up and consider other options. I think we found that many of our classmates, that if the economy had been roaring and all the banks and investment funds were hiring as much as they had been prior to the financial crisis, they probably would have taken those opportunities. But in this case, we had many of our classmates pursue entrepreneurial ventures, some that were very, very successful. I think it just gives people cover and opportunity to explore non-traditional paths.
A little bit more of a kick in the butt. It's like if you have some self-confidence and you're resourceful enough, I think to your point, then a recession might actually push you to actually do the thing that you wanted to do, but you no longer have the safety blanket.